Hello and welcome to a short virtual poster about SERBR, the Sexuality Institutional Review Board Resource Repository, a resource for helping sexuality researchers work with their IRBs regarding sexuality research. I'm Mark Lavond from Widener University's Center for Human Sexuality Studies.
And I'm Molly Wolf, founder and curator of the Sexuality Archives at Widener University. We are going to briefly describe this resource and how sharing your experiences with your IRB can help grow the field of sexuality research.
This project began last year. As a sexuality researcher, I often hear people struggling with over-scrupulous institutional review boards or individual reviewers and their sexuality research. Every couple of years, someone usually brings this up at Quad S, like Nicholas Grosskopf over the last couple. And last year, it came up in the Sexuality Research Special Interest Group. I thought it would be a good idea to create a central place for people to find resources to cite in their IRB applications and offer places for researchers and IRB members to learn more about the intersection of sexuality research and ethics. And whenever you need help collaborating or curating information, who better to approach than a librarian with years of experience curating sexuality research? So I asked Molly to join the project. Years of research has taught us that sexuality can be a sensitive topic for many people not trained as sexuality researchers. This can make the IRB approval process incredibly subjective, at times depending on reviewers' personal biases towards sexuality research. This resource repository is here to help address this issue in a couple of ways. SERBR has two main components. One, finding research articles that describe sexuality research and IRB approval process. And two, contributing your own experience with an IRB that may have been overly sensitive to sexuality research. I'll hand it over to Molly to describe the resource in a little more detail.
Great. Thanks, Mark. When you go to widener.libguides.com/SERBR, you will see a landing page with the purpose and some introductory material about ethics and sexuality research. The main components that Mark was describing can be found here under Resources. The Resources page shows various journal articles and book chapters that have been identified and collated by category, beginning with general resources to discuss IRB's role in sexuality research and offering helpful categories for various populations, such as sex work or youth and adolescents. The second big component of this resource will entail contributing your experiences of working with an overly sensitive IRB to a repository for other researchers to learn from. The submit button here will direct you to a very short survey asking you to briefly describe your research and how you communicated with your IRB to help them better understand your research and their role in what constitutes participant protection. In time, these responses will be anonymized and collated for other sexuality researchers to learn what types of education or citations have been helpful for IRB members with a particular concern. As the project develops, if we get enough input and see patterns, we will likely codify these experiences in an article or an easy-to-navigate resource.
Thank you so much, Molly. There are also other helpful links that can be found at the bottom of the page regarding trainings and places to gain more information about research ethics in general. And that's the basic structure of SERBR, the Sexuality IRB Resource Repository. Please spread the word. And if you've had personal experience of IRB scrutiny, please contribute to the resource to help us advance the field of sexuality research.
And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. Our contact information is right here on the front page. Thank you very much.
Thank you.